guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing with you books that I regret buying. Now these aren't necessarily books that I regret reading, these are more books that I regret spending money on and purchasing. I don't have that many because I typically don't regret buying any books, but these are kind of books that I could have maybe bought a different book instead of this one. So let's get started. The first book I want to talk about is The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I really enjoy Holly Black's writing. I really love The Coldest Girl in Coal Town, and I like a lot of her other books, and so I ended up buying this one when I knew that, she was releasing a new standalone, because I want to find more enjoyable standalones, especially in young adult. I read mostly a lot of series with young adult, and a lot of my adult fiction books are more standalones. Not to mention, I really loved this cover, and I thought that the story was going to be really intriguing. It reminded me a little bit of like Snow White, but like gender switched, and after she gets put into like the glass coffin. So I was thinking maybe like fairy tale retelling, but I ended up putting this book down and I ended up not liking it, which is really unfortunate. Not to mention it is a hardback, and so it is, a lot pricier than a paperback. But I did purchase this book when it had just been released, so I don't even think there's a paperback version available just yet. So I ended up not finishing this book, and I kind of wish that I would have maybe used my money to buy a different book. The next book I have is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Now, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I enjoyed it, but I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite. I really had high expectations for this book, and so I was really hoping that I would like it a lot more. Once again, the cover kind of drew me. The fairy tale idea drew me in as well. Not to mention, a lot of people on BookTube was talking about this book and they were really loving it. So I decided to pick it up and read it. Unfortunately, the reason that I maybe wish that I hadn't have purchased it is because I don't think it's necessarily going to be a reread for me. I like to purchase a lot of my books that I know I'm going to reread, or there's a chance that I might read, like go back and read parts of it. I'm not unhappy that I read it. I think maybe I could have read it on like ebook, or like from, gotten it from my public library, but maybe saved a little bit and not purchased the hardback edition of this book. Next, I have 2 books from the Vampire Academy series. The first one being Spirit Bound, which I believe is the 5th book in the series, and then Last Sacrifice, which is the 6th book in the series. The reason I regret buying these is because I bought them at Half Price Books, and because I don't own any of the books in Vampire Academy, and it is one of my favorite series. Like I want to own the books, but after I bought them, I realized, first of all, I bought one without a dust jacket, and then I bought a paperback. So like, what was I thinking? I regret getting these. I think I'm just gonna go back and, maybe sell them back to Half Price bookstores, because I really want to get the entire collection of the, Vampire Academy series. And these are just gonna take up space on my shelf when I get the full series with matching covers and the same either hardback or paperback. So I don't know what I was thinking buying these, because I'm just going to repurchase them. Next, I have Evermore by Alison Noel. This is the first book in the Immortals series. I read the first book, I didn't like it, and I don't know if I don't even know how many books in the series there are, but yeah, I'm not going to be continuing on with this series, so nah. The next book I have mixed feelings about, and I regret purchasing it and I don't regret purchasing it, and you'll understand why. And that is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. Now, the reason that I don't regret purchasing it is because I get to add it to my Harry Potter collection, which is wonderful, but I pre-ordered this book, so I paid full price for this book, and it's a pretty penny. Like I said, I am happy I bought it because I do have it in my collection, but I don't know. It's not going to be a reread for me, unfortunately. Next, I have The Diviners by Libba Bray. Now, I really did enjoy this story, and I've definitely mentioned it multiple times on my channel that I really enjoyed this book. But I enjoyed the audiobook so much more, and then I read all of Lair of Dreams, which is the second book, on audiobook. So I don't think I'm gonna buy Lair of Dreams because I've already listened to it, and I don't think I'm going to end up rereading this series, and so I basically just have the first book in the series. So maybe I could have bought another book instead. I don't know. Next, I have Wedding Night by Sophie Kinsella. I love Sophie Kinsella. She is one of my favorite authors, and I kind of regret buying this book. I don't necessarily regret reading it, but I kind of wish maybe I had just listened to this book like on audiobook from my public library, and I had maybe purchased some of her other books that I absolutely love, that I have reread multiple times through my public library, one of them being Can You Keep a Secret? So kind of wish that maybe I had just bought that book instead of this one, especially since this isn't one of my favorite Sophie Kinsella books. Next, I have Pretty Monsters by Kelly Link. It's a collection of short Halloween stories. So I also bought this from Half Price bookstores a couple years ago, and I tried reading it. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this book. I don't like scary books. I don't like scary movies. I don't like anything scary. What was I thinking when I bought this? Like, I tried reading it and this is not for me. Okay, and the last two books are series. The first series being Luxe by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now, I did enjoy the first one, which was Obsidian, and I also really enjoyed Onyx, but I don't know, I put it down. I don't think I'm going to finish the series. Like, if I'm truly honest with myself, there are just so many other books that I have purchased and that I'm taking on that I don't think I'm going to get a chance to finish it, and I hate having books on my shelf that I'm just not going to finish. Like, part of me just thinks like, well, I could have maybe bought other books instead. Right now my attention is on like other series, so as of right now I'm kind of like back and forth if I should have gotten this series or not. And lastly, I have the Glow trilogy by Amy Kathleen Ryan, and that consists of Glow, Spark, and Flame. And these actually, I got these on Book Outlet and they sounded so interesting, and I bet these are really good. I bet this series is actually really good. I'm just kind of like over the dystopian type series. I've started the Mortal Instruments series. It's not dystopian, it's completely different, and I really want to get into Mistborn next year, so I'm kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have bought this series because I don't know if I'm going to read them, honestly. Alright guys, well that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't offend anyone. Most of these books, it's not because I didn't enjoy the books at all, it's just because like I feel like maybe I could have gotten other books instead of the ones that I had gotten, books that, you know, I would enjoy a little bit more. Anyways, let me know down in the comments if there are any books that you kind of wish maybe you hadn't bought, so that you could have maybe used that money and bought a different book instead. I hope you guys all have a great rest of the day, and I will see you next time in another video. Bye!